Hello friends, English teacher, friends and followers, we come a new video for the channel. I am cadet of 50 years C of high school of the military school Pedro Vizgallo. My name is Luis William Ramos Arica. My work is about violence in the world. My role is you are not alone, denounce us. We are free for the violence. My intervention in violence is the increments in violence against women must be addressed urgently. Right measures integrate into economic support and stimulus package commensurate with the severity and magnitude of the challenge that reflect the needs of women facing various forms of discrimination. The United States Secretary General has urged all governments to make preventive and managing violence against women a fundamental part of the national response to COVID-19. Women shelters and houses should be considered an essential service in a countries wide attention funding and extensive effort to improve the dissemination of their ability. The government, authorities, women rights advocates, and civil society allies have noted an increase in reports of domestic violence during the crisis and greatly needs for emergency protection. It also reinforces the isolation of the women who have violence partners cutting them off from the people and resources that can best help them. In the last 12 months, and 243 million women and girls around the world have experienced sexual or physical violence by an intimate partner. And with the advance of the COVID-19 pandemic, this number is likely to grow with multiple effects on the well-being of the woman, their sexual and reproductive health, their mental health, and their ability to learn the recovery of the socialist and economics and participate in it. My problems in the violence is origin seem to be related to the reform of the produced economy that undermine a radical transformation of social structures. Violence is not registered therefore in the genes of the human being, and its appearance is due to historical and social causes. What is violence an example? Violence occurs in different areas. For example, violence at work, which includes not only physical but also mental abuse. Many workers are subject to sexual harassment, intimidation, and other forms of physical violence. My proposed solution is campaigning to serve greater tolerance, take into account equality before all, regardless of gender and or sexuality, support both physically and psychologically the people who have been damaged to prevent the person from ending up permanently damaged. Denunciate the attacker. The violence. My sentence today to end violence in the world is: the silence is lethal. In the mistreatment of women, they be brave and denounce the aggressor violence. Women. Now I will leave a video about the violence that we are living in the home and in the world.
Family violence is not the same as what happens on the street, at work or at school. Unfortunately, family violence occurs where we should be safer, our own home. Family violence occurs when one of the family members abuses another. Its authority, its strength or its power to subdue its members. Abuse as a form of violence in any of its forms is an act of cowardice and in no case is violence justified. It can be manifested in different degrees through aggressive behavior ranging from shouting insults, mockery offenses, silence, indifference, punishments, beatings, even cases of sexual violence, deprivation of liberty or injuries that could trigger a homicide. There are many factors that make it easier for the aggressor to exercise violence against his family members based on the economic, moral and emotional subordination of the victims with the aggressor. The same if the aggressor has some addiction, psychological problems, logical or even facing labor problems, among others. A family in a situation of violence does not live in harmony, so the structure that forms it becomes very fragile, and thus the great moments that form it are not enjoyed. Such as the growth of children, there is no solidarity in difficult economic times. The natural events of a family are not enjoyed, such as births, graduations, weddings or vacations. For example, if we learn to recognize the different situations that can lead us to violence, we can solve it. The aggressor can be any member of the clan and generally mistreats minors through punishment, scolding, smacking, stripping, or pinching. In this way, the child learns to submit to those who are stronger than him, and unfortunately he also learns to submit to those who are weaker. Despite the fact that he promotes and legislates on gender equality, some men acting in a macho way can return if they come from homes where there were abusive parents. Sometimes they imitate that family model and can repeat the abuse. Some parents educate in a traditional way where the children are teaches to be strong and tough, while girls learn to make sweet or submissive legs. In both cases, verbal and corporal punishments are present in their lives under the premise of teaching them to obey. Bullies tend to justify mistreatment as a result of provocation or disobedience without understanding that they only manage to create resentment in them, affect their self-esteem and make them incapable of love, repeating the cycle of violence. To recognize ourselves in violence, people must review whether the ways we see as normal are violent or not. For example, To correct our children, we must identify how we act with them. We yell at them, we hit them, we make fun of, or how we act when we get angry. We stop talking to them, we get offended, we insult ourselves. What our attitudes towards others are like. To know how we act in different situations, it is essential to know our personality, that is to say, all the characteristics, attitudes and relatively stable traits of a person that are responsible for their behavior in various situations. Human beings need to learn to develop a solid way of life that allows them to face any situation. Our laws protect us with rights and opportunities to develop and live in a city in harmony and peace. For this to be a reality, we must avoid violence in any of its forms, knowing the facts without being paralyzed or embarrassed. Never keeping silent, on the contrary, asking for help and, if necessary, denouncing the situations.
Los seres humanos nacemos libres e iguales en dignidad y en derecho. Este principio ha sido aceptado por los Estados en la Declaración Universal de los Derechos Humanos. Por tanto, aunque los seres humanos tenemos diferencias, ninguno de nosotros es inferior.
puedes ser víctima de violencia intrafamiliar. Tu madre, tu hermano, tu vecina, incluso tú. Abre los ojos. No te quedes callado. Denuncia.